My name is Jamin. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, Clarksville area. I'm a paramedic registered nurse, and I have been struggling with being overweight my entire life. Decided as one of my last ditch efforts that I was going to come to weight loss from in Thailand because I tried all of the normal um, things, programs, uh, gimmicks that we traditionally see in the States. I even had surgery, which I had to have first, and discovered that it was not fixing the underlying cause of the obesity, which was an unhealthy relationship with food and eating um, inappropriately. So, this program has been very good because it has changed my thinking and made me rethink what's possible so that when I go home, I'm able to continue the process, continue the program for long term success. And um, the physical activity was part of the program, but it was adjusted to every one of us separately. So some of the guys that were in better shape than I am, did things a little different than I did. But at the end of the day, we both were getting a workout. We both were making progress, and the um, teamwork. You felt like you were all on the same team. There wasn't the feeling of with some of the other programs that I have tried. Um, you always felt like it was separate teams. Um, you didn't get as far as the other person, but it's been a totally different in the small numbers of people. You know, this isn't a, uh, it's a small group, three, four, five, six, you know, small numbers, manageable. So they actually know who you are and know where your buttons are to kind of get you to ask yourself the questions that you haven't really thought of before. So some of the other programs I tried were very much gimmicky. And being in the medical background, I knew that looking at the ingredient list of what they were having us drink, eat, etc., was not sustainable, was not healthy, um, and was a quick fix that was going to make me lose weight, but it was not sustainable. And those programs also just made you a roller coaster. You would drink the shake, and you'd feel good for an hour, and then you crash, and then you want something else. Then you have a snack, and then it was just a constant. Your entire world revolved around food. The program here, you're eating. I've never been hungry. If I am hungry, I have a apple or an egg or something, but my entire day did not revolve around food like the previous programs that I've been to, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, um, OptiFast, all the different systems. Your entire world revolved around food and doing all of these things. And it didn't change your thinking about food. It didn't change your activity because what something we've been told in America always is that for you to lose weight, you've got to work really, really hard doing it, and then you get to the weight that you want to, and then you can start living life again. And that just makes a yo-yo. I've been up and down on weight, 150 pounds, up, back, and forth. And every time you do it, it's harder. And you start, getting very frustrated because you feel like a yo-yo. You know, one day you're in size 2X, one day you're in size 6X. Um, so also what's interesting with the program is pulling it into this environment. You're completely, so all my family and things like that, there's a 12-hour difference in time. So I'm not, I still have lots of communication with them, but it's more purposeful. So I'm in a different environment where I am concentrating on me and making progress. And also the way the program's designed is I have a lot of time that I also can do things I want. So Chiang Mai has been wonderful. There is every kind of educational, touristy, museum, something to go. So you literally could do something new every single day for months and never be bored. But at the same time, the the culture is so different from back at home that I'm not set up for failure. Another thing's been kind of interesting is the food is so much fresher here. You get the ingredients. There's no preservatives. I'm having to cut my fingernails every few days instead of in America every few weeks. I just got another. I normally get a haircut every 6 weeks. I've had my second haircut in 3 weeks. So obviously, um, the quality of food has been dramatically different than what I'm used to. Um, very surprised at that because it's cheaper food, but it's higher quality food and it's simpler food. The chickens, I'm used to America, you get, rotisserie chickens like this big. Here, the chickens are smaller because they don't put a bunch of hormones in them and they taste different. So that has been very shocking too. In the eggs, especially. In America, we can get the eggs that are the dark yellow farm eggs. But here, that's all the eggs. You don't see the uh, eggs that are light yellow and, processed and painted.
มาถวายดอกมะลิ50 องค์ขึ้นไป
So I'd been looking on weight loss for men for a while and was trying to, constantly making excuses on, I'll do it next year, I'll do it next month, I'll do it, when the time is right. Well, the answer is the time is never going to be perfect. So what happened one day, I was at work and I stepped something and my knee kind of hurt. And a friend of mine having to have knee surgery. And I said, there's never going to be a perfect time to go halfway across the world to do a program. But if I don't make the time now, then I'm going to spend 4 or 8 weeks in a hospital in rehab, not doing something fun that I control and getting in better shape. And that's what finally the light bulb was like, either I decide to come now and do the program now, or that time is going to be spent not under my control. I'm going to be in a wheelchair again with a broken leg, or I'm going to be going to the doctor 3 times a week because I've suffered some consequence of my obesity. So you got to make the decision at some point of you're worth it. You've tried other things and failed. So you need to go somewhere that is outside of your normal everyday life, where the people there have been doing it for a long time, know what's going to work, and will customize it to you instead of handing you a box of crap full of a bunch of preservatives and shakes and say, if you eat all that, you'll be skinnier at the end of the box. It doesn't work. You may lose some weight, but you're not any healthier. You know, so that is the secret that the kind of the light bulb moment went off. And then also with work and family and all that, and I said, hey, I've got to do this for my health. And work was like, well, now's not a good time. And I said, well, here's the deal. I got to do it for my health. So do I spend 5 weeks off from work and come back in a healthier condition, or do I spend 6 weeks off of work because I had to have surgery and then spend the next 6 weeks in physical therapy on light duty? So do I spend the next 3 months handicapped, or spend 4 or 5 weeks or 8 weeks doing something that every day I see improvement? Not all days are easy, not all days are hard, but every day I can see it is a different improvement than the day before. So waiting is just putting off the inevitable. I'm 45 now. If I had decided to do this at 40, when I first looked at thinking about trying something different, man, I would have had 5 years of being able to do physical activity without having to plan out, oh, I'm this weight, I've got to have two plane seats, or I'm this weight, I can't go hike, I've got to get a ride. So all we all, life. There's a lot of things that come and go, but time you never get back. So the choice is: do I want the next year, 2 years, 5 years being unhealthy, or do I want the next 5 years being healthy? So that is why I decided to come now.
Nice work.
ไม่วางไว้เกี่ยว
Stop.
ถ้าเรามีความปรารถนา